Hey guys, welcome back to another great Cruise Boss episode. I am Cruise Boss.
And I'm Cruising Holden from the Cruising Holden YouTube channel.
And today we are going to be rating all of the Royal Caribbean cruise ship classes.
Yeah, this is a live version, as Cruise Boss and I are also going to make a full-length regular video series. Just we thought we would kick off this new series with a live stream.
Yeah.
So how we're going to be ranking these is with tiers almost. So yeah.
They will be given letter grades. And the grade shall go from A, B, C, D, and F.
Hopefully we don't have to go to the F's though.
I don't think we're going to have to give any of those, but we have that just in case.
Yeah. So do you think that we should hop on to our first cruise ship class?
Yeah, our first class is the Sovereign class.
Yes, I guess we can say that this was Royal Caribbean's first, formal cruise ship class.
They did have the first class before that.
Yeah, but we'll put that in our honorable mentions.
Yeah.
So, Sovereign class. At one point, these ships were the largest cruise ships ever. So I definitely think that they were a big leap for the cruising industry. And when you look at them when it's 2023, you don't think they're that big, but for back then, if you compare it, in this photo that we see, there's a Carnival ship in the background, you can definitely tell it's quite a bit bigger. So
comparing this to Wonder is really small.
Yeah, there's some cool images online of the comparisons of all the Royal Caribbean ship classes. But This was definitely, at the time, a very big leap for the cruising industry. And it was a very nice ship. It had a lot of things, including quite a couple awesome amenities that have never been seen in cruising. And overall, I think this was a pretty decent cruise ship.
Yeah, it was actually an amazing ship for the time.
Yeah.
And it still is amazing.
Yeah, I think so. The last cruise ship that was still in this class was Majesty of the Seas, but that was phased out a couple years ago. So sadly, there are no more ships in the Royal Caribbean fleet of this class, but it still was definitely an amazing class.
Still go on this ship,
Yeah. So
pretty cool.
Yeah, going on to tier ranking it, I definitely don't think it's definitely an amazing class, but it doesn't deserve an A, I feel like.
I'd give it a B.
I think I would give it a C, and if we did those things, I think it would get a C+. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say it would be around a C+, because it can't be a C is just a little harsh.
Maybe.
I'd say a C or B. Let's give it a C.
Alright, either C or B. So we're around this area, either a B- or a C+.
Yeah.
So around either B or C. But anyways, it was definitely a nice class, and I think it does deserve a B- or a C+, around that middle area.
Yeah, it was actually a really nice ship.
Yeah, so would you like to move on to our next class?
Yeah, the Vision class.
Yes, the Vision class.
And that class is actually amazing.
Yeah.
Those ships are really great.
So there are still quite a few, actually Vision class ships still in the Royal Caribbean fleet. I believe there is Grandeur of the Seas. I think Vision of the Seas is actually still in service, but I could be wrong. Honestly, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think actually all of them are still in service. These, again, had quite a couple amazing things. I think this was had a different kind of Viking Crown Lounge, which is pretty cool. It had a standalone one. It wasn't on the funnel, and it had quite a couple things. It was Royal Caribbean's first ship to include a lot of balcony cabins. If we go back to the Majesty class, Sovereign class, sorry, you can see they had a couple balconies, but it was more windows.
Yeah, like,
And
all of those there are like windows.
yeah, but back
can
then
barely
it was
See
like
those
there were
balconies up there.
yeah, there's like a couple balconies, but those were all for the suites. Nowadays you can find like cheap rooms, like it's more a standardized thing to have a balcony, but back then it was just for suites. But as you can see, it was the first Royal Caribbean ship class to really add a lot of balconies. You can still definitely see there are a lot of windows, but you definitely can see now they have 2 rows of balconies and still in less than half a row of a balcony.
Yeah.
No offense to Royal Caribbean, I do like the Vision class, but I think it's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think they should have. I think they should have.
They're still great though.
Yeah.
But they look weird.
Yeah, I think they should have stick to having the Viking Crown Lounge on the funnel. I don't like how it's not a part of it. Like if we look at, I'm gonna fast forward a bit. But for instance, if we look at let's do Freedom class, you can see the Viking Crown Lounge is part of the funnel. It's also that for Voyager, as you can see, and it was even that for the Sovereign class. But I do think it looks a bit ugly just having it alone. It just looks off, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think they also could have had a lot more room on the deck if they had put that on the funnel, because now that's taking up like half the deck. But if they had kept it on the funnel, all that place that could have been the Viking Crown Lounge could have been deck space that the guests could have been enjoying.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't think that was their best choice, but
I give this
going on to ratings.
D.
So
definitely not an A or B.
Yeah, so I don't think it deserves an F. It's not that bad, but it's not.
I'd give it a C or D, maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely not good enough for an A or a B, but I don't think it's as bad that it needs an F. I think either C minus or D plus, around that range, I guess.
I'd give it a D.
I'm gonna give it just not a C plus, not a C, but I think I'm gonna give it a C minus.
So we're in between the C and D range.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to our next class, we have the Radiance class.
Yeah, Radiance class. So we've just done Sovereign, then we did the Vision class, and now we're on to the Radiance class. And
that is a huge improvement from all the other.
This is a huge, we went from, no offense again, but to whatever this is, to this. So this ship still looks like you're in like the 90s, the early 2000s, but then you go to this and I could see like
that Royal Caribbean really modern.
Yeah, I could see what this. Yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed if like Royal Caribbean put another one of these out today.
Oh yeah. This is amazing.
Yeah, so
back to the Vision class or the Sovereign class, those two are a little iffy in the looks.
But then we go to this thing. Continuing on what we were talking about, they again doubled the amount of balconies. If we go back to the Vision class, we only had 2 rows of balconies, 2 decks, whatever you would like to call. But now we have 4 rows of balconies.
Yeah.
So they have definitely, again, they're starting to see the trend in people really enjoying these balconies on board their ships. It definitely was not a big jump up in size from the Vision class. It was still about the same. I believe it's a bit taller, but still around the same size. I know that at one point, the Sovereign class was the biggest ship in the world, but I don't ever think that this class.
I don't think this was ever the biggest.
Yeah, this class never hit the biggest, but that's
they're amazing and all, but they are kind of small.
Yeah, but I think that definitely can appeal to a lot of cruisers. Like, for instance, a couple reasons. Smaller ships can go in more exotic places that the bigger ships maybe can't fit. And also, they are, like, some people I know people who are like this, but some people like Oasis class ships. Those are just too big for them, and then they enjoy just the smaller ships.
What also would mean that the lines are definitely shorter.
Yeah, and you can tell they definitely noticed that people did not like how they did not have the Viking Crown Lounge on the funnel, so they did add it back to the funnel in this class.
Yeah, it makes it so much better. Just
Yeah.
it on the funnel, like it looks so much better.
Yeah. So this ship class I definitely think was amazing. It was a big jump up, and these I think, unless they were added in dry dock, I believe these are sorry, these are just, I don't even have any words. I love this class.
Yeah, and moving on to the ratings, I would give this ship a B.
I think I'm with you. I would give it either A- or a B.
Yeah, let's give it a B.
Yeah, let's give it a B. So this ship has gotten a B rating.
That is really good for any of the ships we've rated so far.
Yeah, I don't even think that some of their newer ships are going to get that rating.
I don't think so.
So let's move on to our next class. So we've now done Sovereign class, Vision class, and we are now on to Voyager class.
The Voyager class is pretty good.
Honestly, this was the class of my first cruise I ever went on, so I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but these ships do mean a lot to me. This photo is an older photo. Now the Voyager class has things like the sky pad and water slides, so don't rate it of this photo, but I definitely think that we should, when we do rating, we should jump up the thing a little, because this was the first. They were starting to introduce water slides and all these amazing amenities.
Yeah. So this ship is amazing.
Yeah, I love this ship.
You can see, like, this is definitely a little bit bigger than the other ones.
Definitely.
And it looks better.
Yeah.
Like, on the funnel, the lounge, that like is actually on the funnel, so I like that. And then like just the ship looks amazing.
Yeah, and unlike the what we were saying with our last cruise ship class that we went over, so the last cruise ship class, as we said, which was the Serenade class, it never actually beat a record for the largest cruise ship class ever. Unlike the Voyager class, I think, unless I'm mistaken, I think at one point every single one of their ships were the largest cruise ship class. Like, it was kind of like what it was now. Like right now, if you look at largest cruise ship in the world, it's like all of the Oasis class. It's like Wonder of the Seas, Symphony of the Seas, like it's in that row. And I think that was pretty much what it was for the Voyager class. It was like largest cruise ships, Voyager of the Seas, like all of the Voyager class cruise ships.
Yeah.
So these were huge. They have nowadays, which were added in renovation. So when they first came out, they didn't have these
amazing features on board.
Yeah, they have
like
groundbreaking new features. Yep, SkyPad, which is a VR trampoline park. I was actually showing Cruise Boss photos of that this morning.
Oh yeah, I was seeing some photos about like from Holden on them.
Yeah, and then they also have they were the first ships, I believe, to include one of the first ships to include the Perfect Storm water slides.
Yeah.
Which are awesome slides. They also, I think they had, compared to all of the other cruise ship classes that we've rated, I think these had the biggest pool deck, and it also was one of the first ships to include the sports deck with rock climbing walls, and it was the first ship to have, and like the first class to have the flow rider, rock climbing. It had a sports court, so it was definitely, and it had mini golf. It had quite a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, so moving on to the rating.
Yeah, rating time.
I would say this would get an A. Like, just think about it. like comparing this to like the Sovereign or Vision,
Yeah,
even the Radiance class, this is so much better.
I think I'm with you. I think this does deserve. I think we should do like an A minus.
It could be better. Like Wonder the Seas, like that's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely not the perfect.
Wonder, but it still is an amazing ship.
Definitely, I think we should go with A minus. How about you?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to move on to our next class?
Yeah, our next class is the Freedom class.
Freedom, yep. Oop. So Freedom class. I have a love and hate relationship with this class. So if you don't know, in 2020,
amazing.
Yeah, so I think the look of the ships is amazing. And on 2022, I even went on a Freedom class ship, which was Independence of the Seas. But this is my only thing. I feel like Royal Caribbean started running out of ideas with this. Because this ship, look at this. These ships practically look like copy and pastes. Like,
kind of do.
They had a okay, so the only things I see different are these balconies here. They look slightly different. And then if we go, these ones have just a slightly different kind of funnel. Like these ones are more like straight and these ones curve out. But I can't name anything else I see that's different.
That is true.
So I feel like they either were running out of ideas or they just saw that the Voyager class did so well. I love this class. They came with
amazing.
Yeah, they have, similar to the Voyager class, as I was saying again, they have skypad rock walls, perfect stormwater sides, and flow rider. So again, going back to the how it's kind of copy and paste, they have everything that the Voyager class has. These ones did have something different. On Voyager class, they had the pool deck, but these ones had almost a pool deck that was like split in half. So half the pool deck was this kiddie like water park area, and then the other half would be the so it was like either, it depends on the Freedom class ship, but half the ship would be the pool deck, and then the other side would either be H2O zone or Splashaway Bay.
Yeah, but you compare this, the Freedom class and the Voyager class. So you can see a few slight differences, but you can see how the ship kind of sticks out.
Yeah.
And
I think they should get the same rating as Voyager class.
Well, because it's kind of like they both have things sticking out on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Like they both have it's literally like the same ship basically, so that's gonna lower it a little bit for me.
But I think that even though it is the same ship, it's the same ship, but they improved it. Like in the Voyager class, they didn't have the kiddie water park. This class had a bit of a bigger sports deck. It had a nicer like solarium. I just think that like you can compare spaces and you're like, these literally look the same. But I definitely think that this one, I think it should just get the same rating.
Well, like it's really great, but I kind of wish they like made it different. Like they could come up with so many ideas, yet they chose this just to do the same ship again.
Yeah, I wish
I'd give it like a B minus or a C plus.
I would give it a B plus. I would give it an A minus.
Let's do a B then.
A B plus?
I just give it a B.
A B. All right. So Cruise Boss and I have decided on a B.
Yeah. This ship is amazing, and no offense, but it could be a little better.
So I think it's better than the Voyager class, but I just think the only reason we didn't give it an A like the Voyager class is because you can just go on the Voyager class and get the same experience. The ship is just a couple feet longer and it's just a bit newer.
Yeah.
Okay, so far we have done quite a couple ship classes, but here we go.
Our next class is the quantum class. And look at the difference. Like, if you go back to the other picture,
So many more balconies.
well, just look at the size of that ship.
Yeah.
It
So it's
grows
bigger.
like a lot.
Okay, and the list just goes on and on. This ship class had so many more groundbreaking features. They have iFly, which is a almost skydiving
Like
simulator.
indoor skydiving.
They have the North Star, which is the highest point ever on a cruise ship. It lifts you up and over the ship. They
It's
have
amazing.
rock climbing
Actually,
and
hold on. I have
Yeah.
some pictures from my sources in Australia. We actually got pictures of the quantum of the seas,
wow.
and you can see the North Star actually like sticking up from there.
Yeah, it's so cool. But I love this class. It has
It's
so
amazing.
much cool stuff, but going on to ratings, the thing is, they have all this groundbreaking stuff. Every single one of the groundbreaking things costs more money. It costs money to go skydiving. It costs money unless you're in a port day. It costs money to use the North Star. So when you first glance at the ship, you're like, wow, this has so much amazing groundbreaking stuff. But then when you get on it, I feel like you're
Unless
like,
you have a big budget on your cruise, you're not gonna do half the activities on board.
yeah, because North Star, unless you're on a port day, does cost money. iFly indoor skydiving simulator also costs money.
Well,
So
all those things that cost money are stuff I'd really want to do.
yeah,
But
so
it's kind of disappointing because if I go on a cruise, I want to go like skydiving, and I want to go in the North Star, and then I want to do all these stuff that would cost money. And that is really disappointing that they do charge money for half that stuff. So that does lower it a little bit.
yeah. So when you first look at the ship, you're like, wow, this is amazing. It's huge. There's so much to do. But then when you get on, you're like, if you minus the thing, so say you didn't want to spend money on the ship, if you take those things away, there's absolutely nothing to do. So ready? When we went over the groundbreaking things on the ship, iFly, North Star, and ready? Those both cost money. Now, Cruise Boss, try and name one thing that's free to do on the ship.
Flow rider.
Yeah, you can do the Flow Rider, but if you're going on like a 7-day cruise, that could get a little.
That's not gonna last long for you.
Yeah, so I love this class. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And let me tell you, I am making this seem really bad, but I can tell you there are so many amazing shows and things to do. And not everything costs money. Just I think a lot of the things that if I went on the ship would be the first thing I want to do would cost money. And if you know my channel well, I am a very low-cost cruiser. When we go on cruises, maybe we pay for some shore excursions, but we don't actually use our money for really anything on the ship.
Well, it would be really hard not to buy these activities. Like,
yeah,
if I were to go on the ship, I would probably knock it off without busting all my money on that.
so yeah, if
Like,
you're
I
trying,
really would want to do that.
yeah, so if you're trying to save money, this definitely isn't the cruise ship class for you. But I think if you do have a little extra money to spend, the North Star and iFly are some groundbreaking things. And if you're like a adrenaline junkie, then this is definitely the ship for you.
And like, it's really great, but it's kind of disappointing. Kind of like on the Carnival Mardi Gras and like Celebration and all those new Carnival ships. They're amazing, but if you want to go on Bolt, which is the roller coaster, which is the reason I'd go on those ships, you have to pay $15 per ride.
Yeah.
Which like kind of ruins the experience.
So should we go on to rating?
Yeah.
Okay. So this ship, no offense, but I don't think it gets an A.
No, it's definitely not an A.
I could be a B.
Ship, but I'd give it a C+.
I'm gonna give it either a B minus or a C plus. I mean a
I'd
B.
give it a C plus.
Yeah, a B minus or a C plus. So we're somewhere in this like yellow mixed with orange range.
Yeah, that's pretty good to be honest.
Yeah, I would definitely
But
still go on this
it
ship.
would definitely be better.
It's definitely not an A, but it's not. It's definitely not an F either.
Yeah.
So we're going with that like B and C range.
Yeah, and for our next and final class, we have the Oasis class.
Yeah. Oasis class.
The Oasis class is amazing.
The largest cruise ship class ever.
It is amazing. If you think of all the features they have on board, which most of them are free.
Actually, yeah, I think every single like on deck, like when you look at the ship, the first thing that catches your eye is the ultimate abyss, the water slides at the front.
Going down the back.
Yeah, the ultimate abyss, which are the two slides going down the back, the perfect storm water slides, which are hard to see in this photo, but they're towards the front, and then the pools, like Central Park, the boardwalk, everything is pretty much free. So I do give them a big applause for that, because I think if you did not want to spend any money on the ship, you could definitely have an amazing sailing.
Oh yeah, I would love to go on these. Like,
Yeah.
I would never get bored.
And I've been leaking this slowly across my channel and Cruise Bosses, but I am going on Oasis of the Seas soon, and we will not be spending any money on board, and we're still going to have an amazing time.
I cannot wait to see that vlog series.
Oh yeah, you'll be getting it soon.
Yeah, so like when you just look at this ship, you can see like how amazing this is, like the ultimate abyss. And then like just looking at the ultimate abyss is like all I need to know. I want to go on that ship.
Yeah, honestly.
When I saw that, I decided I wanted to go on there.
Oh yeah. And then they have something that's very, I think this is something that Royal Caribbean hasn't tried, but there are like these cuts down the middle of the ship where the boardwalk and where like there's holes and where Central Park is, and those are awesome.
It just makes the ship look so great. And also, it looks like that's going to be on the Icon class also.
Yes. And does that bring us to our rating?
Yeah, and that will bring us to our rating. Before we do that, I also want to point out, like, almost every floor of this ship has a balcony.
Oh yeah, if we go back to that, let me show you. Boom. Every ship, every thing has a balcony. There's 2 floors of windows, and then it's just balconies.
But if you were to look at the Sovereign class, the Vision class, the Radiance class, the Voyager class, every other class basically
has less balconies.
I know. It's amazing. Like, I'm so happy they added these balconies. Like, it definitely improves the ship.
Yeah. For this class, I don't even think we have to do any arguing. A.
It's totally an A.
So.
That's like our best rating yet.
Yeah, our best rating. I don't think we've done an A yet. So.
Well, we have, but
okay.
It's like an A plus. Like.
Now, you thought we were ending there, but we do have some honorable mentions for you.
Our honorable mentions are the Empress class, which is not really in action anymore.
Yes.
And Icon class, which hasn't even come out yet.
So that's why these
amazing.
That's why these 2 classes are our honorable mentions. So first, let's do Empress class. One of Royal Caribbean's first ships, so we can't make fun of them because it was their first one.
Pretty great. I would personally go on that ship.
Yeah, and you can see it doesn't. There's a couple balconies that are above the lifeboats. Definitely more windows though.
Yeah.
The front is cool.
I have a great time on here.
Yeah, it looks quite fun.
And I would go on this ship and I would probably love it. Like,
yeah, it's just
an amazing looking ship. I would not be disappointed.
Yeah, it's just a good ship for some short, like 3 and 4 night cruises.
Yeah.
And now, should we move on to Icon?
Yeah.
All right, Icon of the Seas.
Icon of the Seas has not even come out yet, but it is already like sold out, like for the last couple of years. And
All right,
like
A
that
plus.
is just amazing. It's kind of like the Oasis class. If you were to look at the back of the ship, you would see that it also has, like how the top
slit.
is the back. Yeah. And it also, like Wonder, it has like the dome in the front, kind of.
Yeah, like the Oasis classes, it has like the dome, but that's not going to be on Oasis class. That dome is a solarium, but on this ship, it's going to be the Aqua Theater.
Oh yeah, the Aqua Theater looks amazing because it has like water like in a spiral going down with like lights.
Yeah.
And it just looks amazing. I can't even describe how amazing this is.
Yeah.
Also, this ship will have the largest water park at sea.
Yeah.
And then they've got, I think, a 7-floor pool.
Mhm.
Like, I have never seen
Oh,
that.
not a 7.
No, 3-floor. 7 pools.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. No, I thought you were saying. Oh, sorry, my brain was going. I thought you were saying like a 7-floor deep pool.
No.
Yeah, I think they have like 7 pools. Yeah, they have a lot.
3 floors. Yeah, it's amazing. Also, if you look, it's kind of hard to see from this angle, but if you can see the anchor on the side of the ship, that is actually the ropes course.
Oh yeah, not like the anchor that actually keeps them, but the Royal Caribbean like crown like their logo.
Yeah, that is actually their ropes course.
Yeah, very cool.
And I love how like everything just like lights up on here. It's perfect.
Yeah. All right. Sorry it's been a long video, 30 minutes, but thank you for sticking through it. And we are very glad that you enjoyed our ratings of these ship classes. Comment down below what you would rate these ship classes.
Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I am Cruise Boss.
And my name is Cruising Holden from the Cruising Holden YouTube channel.
See you next time. Bye!